China's modern nitrogen machine farm, full process automation. More advanced than Germany. That's cool. Eggs are the most commonly eaten food in people's lives. Our country needs 400 billion eggs every year. It's an incredible amount. So many eggs. If you rely entirely on free-range chickens in rural areas to lay eggs, it is far from meeting consumer demand. Most eggs, or by large-scale chicken farms. Then in a chicken farm with tens of thousands of chickens, if all links rely on labor, that would require hundreds of workers. This will be a significant cost. To solve this problem, our country has developed a system, advanced nitrogen machine farming technology. Now the whole process of raising chickens is fully automated, more advanced than German chicken technology. So let's take a look. China's modern laying chicken farms. Get a feel for laying hens. Laying hens lay eggs. The entire process of egg processing is automated. It looks cool. Before entering the exciting content, please remember to follow me, new friend. Receive amazing content for free every day. This is a very large bullet farm, covering hundreds of acres. It's all automated. Intelligent unmanned. There are several layers of breeding cages installed in the chicken coop. The laying hens live inside. In order to ensure that the laying hens grow well, you need to be fed food and water on time. Of course, the feeding process does not require human labor. There is a feeding system installed inside. Just start the system. The food will be automatically put into the chicken grass. A farm with tens of thousands of chickens. Chickens get sick and die. However, if you want people and tens of thousands of chickens, go find a few sick chickens. That's still very difficult. If you don't find it, sick chickens can spread the disease, virus to other machines, cause more machine sickness or death. In order to quickly find the pathogen, robotic inspection systems are used on farms. The robot drives slowly in front of the cage. Utilize the scanning system. The ultraviolet rays sent out detect the machine. Then the detection data is processed in real time. Analyze where the sick oil is located. At the same time, this key information, synchronized push to the inspector's tablet endpoint. The inspector will follow the information. Go get the sick machine out of the cage. The chicken's daily task is to lay eggs. Tens of thousands of eggs are produced every day, but no need to manually pick up eggs. There is an iron trough machine designed in the farm. The eggs laid will automatically roll into the iron tank, and the iron groove can move automatically. Every once in a while, eggs in the iron tank will be sent to the egg processing unit via a conveyor belt. The cleaning and disinfection process is completed here. It also filters out the bad eggs. If this batch of eggs is to be sold first, then it has to go through the weighing system and pack the eggs into boxes. If this batch of eggs is used to make braised eggs, it will enter the egg cooker. After cooking, enter into the sheller. It looks like the shelling machine is very simple, but the shelling is pretty good. The eggshell was stripped clean. The protein doesn't break. The effect is very good, certainly. There is also a need to separate the egg yolk and white. This requires the use of an egg beater. On the egg beater, automatic separation of egg yolk liquid and protein liquid. Then fill it in a fresh keeping bag. Inside the huge farm. Can't see a few people at all. The entire process is automated. Just one person on the computer in the main control room. Perform operation. You can start different aspects of machine work. Of course, a chicken this big. The amount of chicken manure produced by the farm every day is tremendous. If it can't be handled well, it will cause serious pollution to the environment. However, this modern farm and the treatment of manure is very advanced. The manure is collected for fermentation, made into organic fertilizer, turn waste into treasure. Then we fertilize our trees and our crops with organic fertilizer. It grows organic fruit, can afford high prices. In short, this modern chicken farming model in our country is very advanced. In a world-leading position, if our country is farming, can reach the modern advanced level of raising chickens, then our country must be an agricultural developed country. Farmers in our country will have a very easy time doing farm work, and the income will not be low. Do you all agree with that? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area. The one that did well last year, about 300,000 or 400,000, that $40 70,000 really 2 or 3 million. 2 to 3 million. Battle Airport for scientific scale automated farming. What does it look like? Let me show you today. Automated workshops completely eliminate the human body. If he moves like this, it's about 5 floors. More than 10,000 chickens. There's only one person in charge and it's very simple to do. Just observe. Is there a phenomenon that this chicken is sick? Just do an epidemic prevention job well, right? Even the floor is cleaned by robots. Include this feed. And this, water. It all has fecal disposal. It's all an automated standard. This is a conveyor belt for feed. Down here is a conveyor belt for the eggs. There are 8 chickens in a cage. If you drink water, straight from the red dot. Just drink the turbid water. In this way, the water quality will not be polluted. To be honest, at first glance, this mechanism is particularly large. I really thought it was a rooster, but it's all hens. The boss's target audience is very clear. It is supplying a large supermarket across the country, so what he did, standard for the production of a range of eggs, just according to the standard required by that supermarket. To produce this kind of egg is a vermicelli egg. The egg goes directly to that elevator. Yeah, and then where? Ah, there is a teleportation. The one above is a teleportation, right? Yes, it was teleported outside. The egg comes off this conveyor belt. It was shipped to the egg bank. No, just the egg from that chicken coop just now. All sent here. Let's just say it's not state of the art. The most advanced double towing is no longer needed. Ah, all the boxes of eggs are in the final process. Lamp alkali cleaning, disinfection and drying, and then the size. It all goes from this machine to this machine. Want your own seedlings? Well, he spent about 65 days in the chicken coop. Then to the big chicken coop. This is the big chicken coop. Chicken laying. It starts in about 120 days. From breaking the shell to laying his own eggs. 4 months. Peak is when his egg production rate is at its highest. Yeah, somewhere around 95%. Just 100 chickens lay 95 eggs. If you raise chickens, his benefit period is relatively long. He won't be eliminated until 500 days. He will always benefit you. It can't be a bad year all the time. No matter how low it is, you won't pay much. There is indeed a compensation. Well, if we do the math, I won't press this for a month or a year. That is to say, the income machine of this building, if there is no problem. The problem is that it has been quite stable in the past 2 years. $12 must be required, but there is one more building for us. 30 or 40 also earned, the one that did well last year. Make about 30 or 40. That $40 70,000 really is 2 to 3 million, 2 to 3 million. This is an alarm. If there is any problem inside, he'll be able to call the police right away. It started crashing within 5 minutes. Within half an hour, they're all dead in half an hour to an hour. Not 2 sets of transformers, but also with 3 generators. Because this loss is big. If a batch of people die because of a power outage. But if it is farmed, the cycle is relatively long, so it's a relatively stable industry. Today's video will be shared with you here. I am Muma. Bye bye in the next video. Hello everyone, I am Xiao Chong from the Agricultural Life. How about today? We came to a chicken farm in our village. Let's take it inside to collect eggs. Let's see what kind of harvest we will have today. I'll go. It's in this one. My voice has to be raised an octave. Otherwise, this chicken, it's a good cry. You can't hear it. And to tell you the truth, when I walked in, I was shocked. It's not what I expected. At first, I thought it was inside. Maybe very high. But now I find, it's really clean inside. But what about the smell? There will still be a little smell, but still within the acceptable range. Our chicken farm probably raised it. There are over 10,000 chickens. The daily egg production is about 10 kilograms. According to the current price of eggs, it's about $4 a gene, eating about $2,000 a day in heat. Then, this business is still possible. But this chicken, the price of eggs is very unstable. Well, if the price is less than $2, the cost of raising chickens is, you have to lose money at all. We can take a look at plastic. The feed is corn in a bean pot. Beaten scraps. Let the chicken eat. And now the chickens are watered. It's very sophisticated. This place. Just this chicken. Turn your mouth to this place. To the side of this place, the water pops up automatically. Hey, I found a small egg. Can you take a look? This little fish is very small. But I'll tell you what. Looking at the very cute little eggs, he can't eat it. Because the hen has a problem with the fallopian tubes. This kind of chicken and this kind of egg have no egg yolk. He only has egg whites. It belongs to an unhealthy egg. This kind of egg is not edible. Usually our approach, just drop the egg white. Now, 2019 is almost here. Today, in order to win a good prize, I decided to take the biggest egg of all. Pick it all up. Good friends. This is what I found today. How about this basket full of big boards? Through this experience, I even feel that farmers. It's really not easy to do something pretty hard. I also wish you all a good harvest in 2019. That's it for today's video. Thank you.
In this video, we are going to explore more about modern chicken farming, particularly the processes involved in egg harvesting, technology, and hatchery methods that help farmers save a lot of money. From the farm to your plate, whether the eggs come from a common chicken or an exotic bird, you must store and incubate them carefully to ensure a successful hatch. Environmental conditions, handling, sanitation, and record keeping are all crucial factors in the incubation process. Fertile eggs are alive, containing living cells that can develop into a viable embryo and eventually a chick. Eggs are fragile, and the successful hatch begins with undamaged, fresh, clean, and fertile eggs. You can produce fertile eggs yourself or obtain them from elsewhere. Commercial hatcheries typically produce high-quality eggs that are highly fertile, but many do not ship in small quantities. If you order eggs by mail, be sure to pick them up promptly from the receiving area, as hatchability can decrease if eggs are mishandled or exposed to extreme temperatures during transit. If you produce the eggs on site, it's important to care for the breeding stock properly to ensure maximum fertility. Fertile eggs must be collected carefully and stored properly until they are incubated. Collecting eggs frequently and storing them correctly delays embryo development until you are ready to incubate them. Once you have the eggs to incubate, avoid damaging or contaminating them. Be sure to wash your hands frequently to remove bacteria that could affect the eggs. An incubator is essentially a box that holds eggs while maintaining appropriate temperature, humidity, and oxygen levels. Incubators come in varying capacities and adapters for eggs from different species. Popular incubator models often include automatic turners, humidifiers, and temperature controllers. Egg turners can usually be purchased separately for incubators that do not include them. Humidifiers disperse water vapor as needed, or smaller incubators may use a simple water reservoir. Temperature is controlled by older wafer systems or newer digital thermostats. The hatchery recreates the perfect conditions for chicks to grow, mature, and hatch on a much larger scale. Here's how it works. When the eggs arrive, they're placed in an incubator where temperature, humidity, and airflow are precisely controlled to create an ideal environment for chick development. When the chicks are nearly ready to hatch, they move to a hatching room. Along the way, they receive some basic vaccinations to prevent later infections. After spending a few final days in the hatching room, the chicks break through their shells. According to the World Watch Institute, 74% of the world's poultry meat and 68% of eggs are produced intensively. One alternative to intensive poultry farming is free-range farming, which uses lower stocking densities. Poultry producers routinely use nationally approved medications, such as antibiotics in feed or drinking water, to treat or prevent disease outbreaks. Some FDA-approved medications are also used to improve feed utilization. A carefully controlled environment that avoids crowding, chilling, overheating, or frightening the birds is essential in poultry farming. Management practices such as debarking at 1 day of age help control cannibalism, which can express itself through behaviors like toe picking, feather picking, and tail picking. Feeding, watering, egg gathering, and cleaning operations are highly mechanized. Birds are typically housed in wire cages, with 2 or 3 animals per cage depending on species and breed. Cages for egg-laying birds have been found to increase production, lower mortality, reduce cannibalism, lower feeding requirements, and reduce diseases and parasites, all while improving culling and reducing space and labor requirements. Commercial brooder houses may be very large, with several brooder units, underfloor heat, heat lamps, fan ventilation, automatic waterers and feeders, and large doors for easy access by tractors and moving equipment. Roller farms raise chickens that supply grocery stores, restaurants, and other outlets that sell chicken for consumption. Breeder farms, on the other hand, produce the eggs that are sent to broiler farms after they hatch. Breeder farms are the first step in the process of producing chickens that will eventually be consumed. Artificial selection has greatly increased the speed at which broilers develop and reach slaughter weight. Between 1925 and 2005, the time required for chickens to reach a weight of 1.5 kilograms dropped from 120 days to 30 days. Selection for faster growth has become the norm, enabling poultry producers to quickly reach market weight. Once chickens reach the proper size and weight, workers trained in humane care carefully catch each chicken by hand during the harvesting process.
Build a farm in the countryside. How much does it cost? A friend from Sichuan sent me a private message 2 days ago. He wants to go back to their rural hometown. Start a farm. But I don't know. How much does it cost to build a farm? So say he sent me private messages. Just want to know, build a farm in the countryside, how much money is needed? In fact, if you do farming in rural areas, what about the funds he invested in compared to raising pigs? Will be much less. So the first one is the golden object. What about gold, as long as it is cold and warm? Heat stroke prevention and cooling? Shelter from wind and rain, just meet these conditions. So it can be very simple to say 7 colors. Everything is based on the principle of cost savings. So in rural areas, you can make the most of some conditions in your hometown. You can also make a simple greenhouse. Just save money. Well, what if it's inland? If there is no impact of the typhoon, I think, just make a simple breeding shed. I see a lot of people using that bamboo. Just use the bamboo to build a shed. Just build one. Social Bureau is fine. $2,000 at the cost. The cost is only a few $100s. Unlike our Guangdong, there is a typhoon. We have this color steel tile next to us. There is no way because Guangdong is affected by this typhoon. So it has to be made stronger. But the cost is high. Stay up late. If it is square, it will cost nearly $100. A few hundred square meters is tens of thousands. So if you are from Sichuan area, you can also make some simpler chicken sheds. You can save money this way. Keep $2,000. That's about $1,000. Because now everyone is raised in the countryside. They are all based on breeding this local chicken. So the scale of his upbringing is not very large. Usually keep one. Within 3 to 5 caddies. So if you raise 3 or 5,000 in the countryside, if it is a resume greenhouse, probably invest money in knowledge building. No more than $10,000. You can keep thousands of them. Of course, it is to do a simpler look. If you want to make color steel tiles, estimated to be tens of thousands of dollars. Therefore, if everyone starts a business in rural areas, it mainly depends on what kind of knowledge you do. What if it's simple? It should be $10,000. If it is better, about tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, that's it for today's video. People think that setting up a chicken farm in the countryside, how much money should I invest at least?